Good afternoon. I hope everybody's doing fine. Appreciate the new subscribers. Now that we got the knives ready to go for heat treat, all the filing and handle holes and the grinding, most of the major work on the blade is done. So we're going to get them ready to go to the forge, and I've got a few more I want to do before I actually take them to the forge. That way when I fire up my forge, it's, not very efficient if you don't have a few blades to go in there for heat treating. That thing gets hot and it produces it uses a lot of fuel. It's a propane dual burner. So when I fire it up, I like to have enough material to run through it and make it worth the while. So I will fire it up for one knife, but in this instance, I'd like to have 7 or 8, maybe 10 knives ready to go. That way I can knock them all out at one time. Because when I fire it up, I'll be doing normalizations. And that takes 3 to 4 cycles a knife. So I'd like to have a bunch ready to go for that. So what we're going to work on today is I've got a vacuum chamber right here, and I've got a 2-stage vacuum pump. It's an HVAC pump, but it works good. I reached out to Cactus. They make, it's actually Turntex. Turntex makes these vacuum chambers in different sizes. They also make the cactus juice, the stabilizing resin. You can get it in various sizes, gallon, half gallon, just whatever you need for your application. The juice comes with a hardener. To activate it, you put it in the resin. And what that does is it mixes and activates it, so when you do the stabilization work, you can use a catalyst like heat. We use an oven to actually have the chemical process make its change and stabilize what resin's in the wood. So anyway, let me make sure you can see what's going on here, and I'll pan over. You see the stabilizing chamber. Let me zoom in on that. There it is. As you can see in the bottom of that chamber, some blocks of wood that I've got for a knife. And there's the vacuum gauge. There's an HG. And there's the vacuum pump. It's not an expensive one, but it's a couple $100. But it does the job for what I want. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom back out. And we're going to fire this puppy up. So what it's going to do is it's going to start to pull the vacuum. And you can see the bubbles starting to form in the chamber. So what that does is that will actually start drawing out moisture and water out of that chamber. So what I'm going to do after I get it started is I'll reposition this camera so you can see it. So let me go ahead and get it fired up, and you can see all the bubbles starting to form in it. Now it's going to be a little bit loud, so it'll be hard to hear. See, the bubbles are starting to form in the resin. Now what that's doing, that's pulling out all the moisture and the air and all the mess that's inside the fibers of that wood. So when that thing starts bubbling, that means that it's got all that it can get out, and it's full of resin. And at that very moment, I will cut the vacuum pump off, and that will actually stop the process and seal in every bit of that resin. Then it'll be time to remove it from the chamber and take it to the oven. So when that happens, I'll get back with you and we'll empty it out. Awesome. We'll just have to let it set and do its thing.